Hello students. Today we will discuss about the topic limit. It has a widely used in physics, in chemistry, in economics as well as many other subjects of life sciences. It has a widely used. So it is a very important topic for you and it is a part of calculus. Limits and derivative, these are two topics which are the part of calculus. Now first of all, I introduce you a concept of limit. Let us consider a function fx that is x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. Now this is a real valued function. Let us consider a real valued function fx which is x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. Now find the value of this function at point at x is equal to 1. You will get the value of the function at point x is equal to 1, which is f1. f1 is equal to 1 minus 4 upon 1 minus 2, which is minus 3 upon minus 1, which is equal to 3. So x is equal to 1, the value of the function is 3, which is unique. Okay, now take another point at x is equal to 3. Now put x is equal to 3 here, you will get f3. f3 is equal to 3 square minus 4 upon 3 minus 2, which is 9 minus 4 upon 1, which is 5. So the value of the function fx at x is equal to 3 is equal to 5, which is unique one. Now take another point at x is equal to 2. What will happen with this function? So when at x is equal to 2, you will get f2. Now this is 2 whole square minus 4 upon 2 minus 2, which is 4 minus 4 upon 2 minus 2. This is equal to 0 by 0. Now is this value a unique one? Here our target is to find the value of this function at x is equal to 2. Okay. Now at x is equal to 2, the value of the function becomes 0 by 0, which is a meaningless expression. Why it is a meaningless expression? In previous classes, you already discussed about product of two number is unique, addition of two number is unique, multiplication of two number, which is also unique, division of two number is also unique. These are the uniqueness law of mathematics. Now look here, f2, the value of the function at point 2 is 0 by 0. Now consider 0 as a number. So number 0 divided by number, what will you get? You will get 0. Okay, now a number divided by 0, you will get infinite, which is not defined. So you will get two distinct values, 0 and infinity, which is not unique. So the 0 by 0 is a meaningless expression or indeterminate form. Now in calculus there are so many meaningless or indeterminate forms exist, like 0 by 0, infinity by infinity, 0 into infinity, 1 raised by infinity, etc. These are all meaningless or indeterminate form. Okay. Now, so at point x is equal to 2, the value of the function is meaningless. Okay. So at x is equal to 2, the value of the function is meaningless, which is 0 by 0. Now our target is to find the value of fx at point x is equal to 2. So here we use the concept of limit here. Now tell me one thing. A number which is just greater than 2. Can you define a number which is just greater than 2? Okay. Now, at x is equal to 2, a number which is just greater than 2 or a number which is just less than 2 is not defined, my dear. So, now take any a positive number h tends to 0. H is approximately equal to 0 as small as it can. So when h tending to 0, now consider a positive number h which is tends to 0, you will get 2 points here in the neighborhood of x is equal to 2. Now on the right hand side, you will get a number 2 plus h. A number which is just greater than 2 is 2 plus h, where h tends to 0. This is a number on the right of 2. Similarly, you have a number 2 minus h, where h tends to 0 exists on the left of at x is equal to 2. So there are two neighborhood points. Number 1 is 2 plus h, which is on the right of 2, and 2 minus h, which exists on the left of 2. Similarly, we get value at x is equal to 0 when x approaches towards 2 from the right. And the second way, if you approaches towards 2 on the left of 2, so we have a concept of left hand limiting value and a right hand limiting value. Now we define left hand limit and the right hand limit. Now left hand limit. Let fx be any real valued function. Let us suppose fx be any real valued function and x is equal to a, be any points in its domain. Okay. Now this is x is equal to a, be any point in the domain of real valued function fx, and at x is equal to a. Now on the right of a, you will get a plus h, a number which is just greater than a when h tends to 0. And now on the left of a, you will have a minus h, where h tends to 0. Now left hand limit is defined as, this is equal to limit x tends to a minus, this is a symbol of left hand limit at point a. Here you approaches from the left hand side of a, fx. Now this is also equal to limit h tends to 0 f of a minus h. This is called if exists is called left hand limit. Now right hand limit of function fx at point x is equal to a is denoted by limit x tending to a plus fx. Now limit s tending to 0, replace x with a plus h on the right of this. From here, this is x is replaced by a plus h for right hand limit, and for left hand limit, x is replaced by a minus h in function fx. Okay. Now if this is called right hand limit, limit s tending to 0 f of a plus h if exist and finite. And finite is called right hand limit. If right hand limit is equal to left hand limit, that is limit x tending to a plus fx. Now this is if limit x tending to a plus fx is finite and real. Let us suppose this is equal to L, which is also equal to left hand limit x tending to a minus fx. Then we say that limit x tending to a fx exists and it has value small l. That is, if left hand limit is equal to it, L, right hand limit also equals to L, then we say that limit x tending to a fx exists and its value is small l. This is called the limiting value of function at point x is equal to a. Okay? If limit x tending to a plus fx, which is a right hand limit, is not equal to limit x tending to a minus fx. If left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, then we say that limit x tending to a fx does not exist. Okay, if left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, then we say that limit x tending to a fx does not exist. Now, in another case, if either of left hand limit or right hand limit exist but not equal in this case, but if one of the left hand limit or right hand limit is not finite, then we also say that limit does not exist. That is, if limit x tending to a plus fx is not finite, that is the right hand limit. Similarly, if limit x tending to a minus fx, which is the left hand limit, is not finite, if either one of them is not finite, then we say that limit does not exist. Okay? Now let fx is equal to 2x plus 3 when x is less than or equal to 0, and fx, the value of function fx when x is greater than 0 is 3 times of x plus 1. The fx here, look here, fx is a piecewise defined function. So critical point of this function is x at x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 is a critical point for function fx because nature of the function changes at point x is equal to 0. Now look here. This is point x is equal to 0. Now this is a number line plus infinity. Now look here, this is minus infinity. Here at point x is equal to 0, a number which is just greater than 0 is 0 plus h, where h tends to 0. H is the smallest positive number ever exists. Now on the left of this is 0 minus h. Now the value of the function when x is greater than 0 here, in this case, the value of the function fx is equal to 3 times of x plus 1. So the value of the function when x is greater than 0 is 3 times of x plus 1. Okay, got my point? Now, on the left of x is equal to 0, now here, the value of the function fx is 2x plus 3. On the left of 0, the value of the function is 2x plus 3, and on the right of 0, the value of the function is this one. Now you have to find the limiting value of this function at x is equal to 0. Now for this, we find left hand limit. Now left hand limit, here critical point is 0. So this is limit x tending to 0 minus. For left hand limit, put a sign minus here. This is only a symbol for the left hand limit. Okay. Now limit x tending to 0 minus fx. This is the mathematical formula for left hand limit at point 0. 0 here, 0 is a critical point. Okay. Now on the left of 0, the value of the function is 2x plus 3. Okay. The value of the function is 2x plus 3 on the left of 0. Now put the value of fx here as 2x plus 3. So this is limit x tending to 0 minus, which is 2x plus 3. Okay. Now in the next step, limit h tending to 0. Now replace x by 0 minus h. Put 0 minus h in place of x for left hand limit, because you are finding left hand limit. Okay. Now this is 2 times of 0 minus h. plus 3. Okay, now check whether this is a meaningless or not. Check whether the value of this expression is 0 by 0 or not. Okay, now put h is equal to 0 here, you will get 3, which is not meaningless. So put h is equal to 0 here, which is put h is equal to 0 here. Okay, you will get the value 3. So this is the left hand limiting value. Now right hand limit. Limit x tending to 0 plus on the right. Right means on the right of 0. So put a symbol plus here, fx. So what is the value of fx on the right of 0? Which is 3 times of x plus 1. Look here. So this is limit x tending to 0 plus 3 times of x plus 1. Now put 0 plus h in place of x here. So this is limit h tending to 0, 3 times of 0 plus h plus 1. Now check whether this expression is a meaningless 0 by 0 or not. Now put h is equal to 0 here. You will get 3, which is not 0 by 0. So right hand limiting value is 3. Okay, now left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to 3. So the limit exists and has a finite value which is 3. Okay, now like this. Since right hand limit is equal to 3, left hand limit, limit x tending to 0 minus fx also equals to 3. So right hand limit is equal to left hand limit, that is limit x tending to 0 plus fx is equal to left hand limit, which is equal to 3. Then we say that limit x tending to 0 fx exists and its value is equal to 3. Okay. Now in another question, let fx is equal to x plus 2 when x is less than or equal to minus 1, and this is equal to cx square when x is greater than or equal to minus 1. Here, find the value of c if limit x tending to minus 1 fx exists. What does it mean if limit x tending to minus 1 fx exists? Means left hand limit and right hand limit at point x is equal to minus 1 both are equal and finite. Both are equal and finite. That is why limit x tending to minus 1 fx exists. Now look here. Minus 1 is a critical point here because nature of the function changes at point x is equal to 1. On the right of x is equal to minus 1, the value of the function is cx square. So at x is equal to minus 1. On the right of minus 1, there exists a point minus 1 plus h. This is a neighborhood point of function fx at x is equal to minus 1 on the right of, and on the left of this is minus 1 minus h. Now on the right here the value of the function, now look here, x is greater than minus 1, the symbol greater is this one, so the value of the function is cx square. So fx is cx square when x is greater than minus 1. Similarly, when x is less than or equal to minus 1, the value of the function is x plus 2. So at this point, okay, here fx is x plus 2. Now since limit x tending to minus 1 fx exists, though so left hand limit and right hand limit both are equal at point x is equal to minus 1. Now we have to find a left hand limit here. Left hand limit. This is a shortcut notation of left hand limit. L stands for left hand limit. Left hand limit, this is mathematical symbol, limit x tending to minus 1 minus. Minus 1 sign shows the left hand, okay, of fx. Now put the value of function fx on the left of minus 1, which is on the left of minus 1. The value of the function is x plus 2. Now put here limit x tending to minus 1 minus this is x plus 2. Now use limit h tends to 0. Now put minus 1 minus h in place of x, which is minus 1 minus h plus 2. Now this is 2 plus 2. Now check whether this is meaningless or not. Put h is equal to 0 here. You will get minus 1 on taking limit minus 1 plus 2, which is equal to 1. So the value of left hand limit is 1. Now for right hand limit, limit x tending to minus 1 plus fx, the value of function on the right of minus 1 is cx square. Put the value of fx here, this is cx square. Now replace x with minus 1 plus h, which is on the right of minus 1. This is c times of minus 1 plus h whole square. Now check whether this is the meaningless, that is 0 by 0 or not. So put h is equal to 0 here. So this you will get here minus 1 plus 0 whole square, which is minus 1 whole square 1, that is equal to c. So the value of right hand limit is c. Since limit x tending to minus 1 fx exists, that is why left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So the value of left hand limit is 1. And right hand limit is c, so the value of c is 1. Okay, so this implies that c is equal to 1, then limit x tending to minus 1 fx exists.